for a podcast about sports and current events that's worth a damn? Well, you're in the right place. This is On the Clock Radio. Funny as hell, and they love to argue. Let's do the damn thing. You're listening to On the Clock Radio with Raul Lezcano, Reggie Edwards, and Tyrone Benson,
One thing that I found out, I can't have one woman, gotta have three. One woman just don't hold me down, one woman just to lift me up. Oh, yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side
that really don't give a fuck.
So if you wanna leave,
yeah. What's going on the clock, fans, man? It is June 10th. It's Monday. It's super hot here in the state of Florida, all over the state. What a long weekend of football that I have, going to football camps. We got a whole bunch to talk about. We got Catlin. Then we're going to talk about the WNBA. We got to talk about our girl. We got to talk about also this whole Darren Waller retiring. Celtics go take a 2-0 lead on the Mavs. Me and my boy Tyrone think they look too old. And speaking of basketball and too old, hello, my boy Reggie. We know you're okay. We know you're going to be fine. Please, no more basketball for you, Reggie. Please don't do it no more. Oh, keep on rolling.
Oh yeah, just think our life gon' keep on going. Oh yeah, this train gon' keep on rolling. Oh yeah, just think our life gon' keep on going. Oh yeah, so baby you can leave. But I'll never.
What do you know about a little bit? What do you know about King George?
Soon as you walk
right out the door.
I got Kim up on the phone.
Listen to that.
Me, Kim, we don't
Fuss or fight.
with Kim, I ain't
Never wrong.
Well,
Here's go, Tyrone.
just go call Keisha, go
Get my boogie.
See, I know I get hungry.
Ain't no more little King George, man.
I can pick up my phone
And call TT.
She'll pick
Get
something
nice and sweet. Wanna leave. It's a good song, man. It's good stuff.
How we go from Eminem last week to this.
Versatility, man. It's versatility. We are versatile people. Next week might be country. You know what I'm saying? I'm versatile like that. Maybe a little AC/DC. Who knows? A little Thunderstruck. What's up, man? How you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. Can't complain. I got on my son's ass for the first time in 18 years on this weekend. So he been ducking me for the last 2 days. I just saw him the day when he was leaving to go to work. He was saying
he avoided you like the landlord. The rent's due.
Man, that joke, man. He came out of his room all weekend. I was like, oh, all right. He comes out. I'm like, hey, I'm glad you still live here. It's cool. So,
you know, this garbage can go take out himself.
Nah, he do all that. I mean, he don't take it to the road, though.
What I'm more worried about is our boy Reggie. Man, oh man, oh man.
Hey, man, look, just retire. You go play sports. Don't. Hey, triple tape your ankles.
Yep.
And, hey, I don't know who made your knees clamp together or made your cheeks clap, but you got to let it go.
Hey, man, whenever you take a trip to the hospital, you know what I mean?
For a sprain.
For a sprain? Nah, my boy, that's broke.
Nah, that's sprain.
I hope it is.
If he broke his ankle, I'm going to clown his ass next time he gets back on here. You too old with breaking bones. Like when you break bones up to 40, that's a death sentence.
It really is though.
You know, old people break their hips and they die like 2 months later. Shit.
You know what I got? You're gonna laugh at this shit, man. I know we're going off topic. Listen to me, bro. I got on top of. I had to put shit on a shelf, right? So I was like, damn, I'm not as tall. So let me get those steps to. I have never been so scared of a stool.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. That's the difference between 40 and 20. When you get up there and like, this is no problem. At 20, I can just jump down. At 40, I'm grabbing three things and getting down and shit. I ain't trying to screw up nothing.
Hey, to keep saying that stool story, like, they got the little weight limit and stuff. So, I be putting like half my hundreds on them. And I'm like, all right, they're kind of flimsy right now. let me see if I put my other 100 on this one.
Yeah.
So I put my other 100 on this step, and it's like, okay, it's kind of buckling a little bit. Better put this shit up here real quick.
I ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
Nah, I just climb on the counters now. I ain't trying to use no steps tools.
Well, that's the difference between 40, man. That's scary. So
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. I hope he heals up good, man. I hope he does fine. Speaking of basketball, man, with me and you watched it last night. We watched the Boston Celtics go 2-0 up on the Dallas Mavs, man. What is your take from the Dallas Mavs? Because I just can't. I watch them play, and I see that they're there. You know, I see Luka dropping 32, you know, getting a triple-double. That's great, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough.
No, they're too slow. They move. Boston has a bunch of athletes on the court. They can get to the hole. They get 1-2 dribbles to get to the hole at will for the most part. And it was like during the end of the game that we just watched yesterday, it was like, all right, you know, you put number 42 out there, and he couldn't hang with Brown. Brown just blew right by him.
Yep.
Got a little floater in it, and then, like, that's all day long.
Yeah, there's nothing
they're just
that
too
you
slow.
can do. And you know what's funny, man? It used to be, you know, we used to talk about how the West was stronger than the East and all that shit, man, and how, oh my God, they're a powerhouse, and you got to be careful with the West. You know, they're playing so many great teams. The way they're going through Dallas Mavs, it just makes it seem like there's nothing that can be done.
But you also got to think, Boston's been to the finals twice in the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've been to the conference championship the last 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So, I mean, they got experience. And then if Boston don't win this year, they're not going to win at all.
That's true.
They're not going to win at all. Their window is closing. And I think if just say out of a pure miracle that they end up losing this series, they're going to dismantle that team.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown or Tatum
too much money.
Going to be there next year.
Yeah, and a lot of commentators, a lot of people calling for Mavs in 7. They think this is going to go to a 7-game series. You know what I'm saying? And again, it very well could. It very well could. I guess it could. I mean, I don't know. I guess it could go to 7 games. But from what I see these last 2 games, it just looks like the Mavs are out of gas by the third quarter. By the third quarter, everything dies down, and that's when Boston turns it up. Their first and third quarter are amazing for Boston. It's just amazing.
But, I mean, you see Luka half-assing down the court, and like last 5 to 7 minutes of the game, it was like he didn't want the ball in his hand. He was passing it off and then
taking wild shots.
Yeah, trailing the court up. Like, it was for the Mavs playing 4-on-5 most of the time on offense because Luka was taking his gingerly time getting up court.
Yep. Now, that last play of the game where I forget who, I know Kyrie was the one that passed the ball. I forget who he passed it to. When they put
25.
his hand, number 25. When Jaylen Brown put his hand on his back, it should have been a foul. Should have automatically a foul. Automatically called the foul. He should be shooting 2 shots. Not to say that he makes both shots, but at least it's a little bit of a difference of the game. You know what I'm saying? And that was right after he hit the back-to-back threes. So we'll see.
Yeah, that was LeBron. He hit in the back. He was flying into the stand somewhere. So he had got that call. So I don't know. They don't have enough defense for the Celtics' weapons. The Celtics can beat you with 4 or 5 guys that are on the court at all times.
Yeah.
And they're only playing with like 7 or 8 man rotation too. So they're not even really rotating. They're not even substituting like that. And so, you know, you bring Drew Holiday in the game, and he's a difference maker because he's been actually, I don't know if he's been there or not, but he's been on some pretty damn good teams. And he's a problem. He's a defensive problem.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he could guard, and then you got Brown, you got Tatum, who ripped Kyrie a couple times in the second half alone. And so, I mean, it's Boston's playing with high energy right now. If they keep that same high energy, they'll be fine. They'll sweep them.
I really thought coming into this, I really thought Kyrie was gonna try to like really go dominate and take over. Like let me do my shit. You know what I mean? Like let's go type deal. Because he's been there before. You know, he's won freaking, you know, a finals before with the Cavs. Like I thought he'd be really ready to turn it up and let Luka know what it's going to be like and the other guys, and let's really, really move into doing. I see Kyrie making great shots. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see that same chemistry I saw with him and Luka, during the season and some of those playoffs that they were in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some dream passes and making some great. And again, that's a contribution to Boston, right? Because Boston's been playing great defense. But I mean, these boys better get their shit together, or they're going to be swept real quick. I mean, we thought they would at least win one game in Boston. It wasn't even close the first game.
Nope. I mean, technically, it wasn't even close this game.
No.
I mean, Boston, they'll shoot perimeter shot, outside shots, perimeter shots. But when they needed a basket, where'd they go? To the hole, because they knew they could make it.
Yep.
They knew they could make it. And so, I mean, it's with Kyrie, I think, one, he's pressing too hard. Because, I mean, when have we ever seen Kyrie turn to get ripped 3 or 4 times by the same player?
By the same guy. I know, bro. It was hard to watch.
So, I mean, it's like, he's just being careless with the ball. I think he's pushing too hard to make great plays instead of letting them come naturally. Because, I mean, even I said in the beginning, I was like, I'm hoping he comes out like Kyrie when he's with the Cavs.
Right.
And just ball out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, and that's what I wanted to see from him.
Because, I mean, they had shirts and stuff made for him, and they put a lot of Boston fans put a lot of pressure on him.
Oh, I mean, have you seen the Barstool Sports president, Dave Putney or whatever his name is? He's over there with a big Kyrie Irving shirt with a bozo clown on his nose, man, sitting courtside. I mean, it's a lot of pressure in Boston, but Kyrie better figure out a way to win in there. He got to figure it out.
Yeah, but I think they put a lot of pressure on him, and he just buckled in the moment.
Yeah, he really is.
Luka going to do so much, but he's an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And so I think if the Mavs lose, I think they need to bring some defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got to bring some defense in.
Well, I mean, and get your guys to play defense. I mean, I know it's Luka, and Luka's a from what I see, very, very I don't know, hard to tell him a little bit about himself. He doesn't take criticism very well. You know what I'm saying? Constructive. So I can't imagine Jason Kidd trying to tell him, hey, man, you got to play defense. I wonder how that conversation goes. You know what I mean?
Right. Luka's a big man that's not playing the paint at all.
At all. He don't do shit. It's like, look, man, the 32 points, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You need 40-plus points, and you're going to have to play 40-plus minutes. You can't come off the court, man. It is what it is. Him and Kyrie got to be on it to win this game, to give them a good lead or good chance. They're gonna have to play. They're gonna play 40+. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, but I mean, I am not counting them out yet because they're going to Dallas, and Dallas is hard to win in. So, I mean, hell, just ask LeBron and the Dream Team that went down there in Miami and got swept.
Thanks, man. We remember.
Yeah, Dallas ain't an easy win, man. Like in Dallas,
it's not easy. But again, this Boston Celtics team has shown over and over and over they can go to your house and ball out and play and put up 100-some points and put you out real quick, man. I mean, if Boston goes to Dallas and wins one of those 2 games, this series is over.
It's over.
It's over. And I don't care what nobody tells me. Oh, they won 1 or whatever. Dallas, I don't care if it's 5-1. 4-1 or whatever it is, you got swept, man. It's a sweep. I don't care about your one little fluke game. You know what I mean?
I went Dallas, but I have a feeling that Dallas gonna pull one off. They're gonna get game 3. Celtics gonna beat them game 4, and they're gonna go back to Boston and they're gonna finish them off.
It's a must win. Game 3 is a must win for Dallas if they want to stay alive. It's a must win. If not, you might as well just. They're gonna let you get game 4 so they can get back home and finish you off.
Yep, and that's what they're gonna do. I feel they're gonna end up taking them back to Boston and finishing them off Boston in front of the home crowd.
That's it, and put up 100-plus points.
Yeah, because I mean, right now on defense, Mavs ain't got no answers for nobody.
Yeah.
So especially when you have Kyrie guarding whoever, and then you got number 42. He's not an athlete. I mean, like I said, Jaylen Brown, he hit a bucket because they were closing the gap. They need a big bucket, and what do you do? Go to the hole. Boom.
Yep. And he got him.
So,
but he's got to do it consistently, though, bro. If he doesn't do it consistently, there is nothing he can do. You know what I mean? The guy that you're talking about, number 42, is Kyber, Maxi Kyber. That's who that is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he's in the game. I don't know. I don't know why he's in the game.
He didn't do shit when I was watching the game. So.
Of course not.
I mean, maybe you want him in there for his size, but the Celtics play small ball.
Yeah.
They ain't got no Al Horford. I mean, he's a big man, but he can step out. Yep. Al Horford is old as us. He's like 42. And so it's like he only has one move. That's inside post. That's it.
Yeah.
But that one year he went off on threes that 1 year. I don't know what that was about.
Made it look amazing.
Right. I don't know what that was about, but he was crushing it.
Yeah.
And I think that was against your Heat, too.
Yeah, he got us against the Heat. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that shit up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's tough right now to watch.
It really is, man. And if they don't fucking get their shit together, they're out of there quickly, and it's short-lived. And that next year, that West is it won't be Dallas again in the finals again.
But see, I think with the West right now, everybody's spreading out now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going. Everybody's not running to Houston. Everybody's not running to the Lakers. Everybody's not running during free agency. Everybody's not running to Golden State. They're all spreading out now, and then they're all sharing the wealth, basically. Because, I mean, hell, the West had 5 teams that could make it to the finals, but they would just beat each other up.
Exactly, and like you said about spreading, I mean, come today, later on today, on Monday, there should be a decision made about who's taking that Lakers job. Who will be the head coach? Supposed to be.
It's either the organization or it's LeBron, because you don't see no big name coaches wanting that job.
Who wants to coach LeBron?
That's what I'm saying. It's something about that organization or it's LeBron, where none of these big name coaches want to go coach at LA. Hell, if I'm a coach, I'm trying to go to LA. That's a big market. It is. That's a big market.
But you got a big shadow there. You know what I'm saying? For instance, every job that they have gotten, with the exception of Eric Spoelstra, when LeBron goes there, you're not going to be there very long. If LeBron says you got to go, they tell him they send the coach. They're not going to send LeBron anywhere. Eric Spoelstra is the only one that was like, well, Pat Riley was the one that said, we're not letting him go. Now, I don't know if LeBron might open his mouth about, Eric Spoelstra or whatever. And Pat Riley was like, look, you can leave, but he's not leaving. So you either deal with it and stay or whatever.
Because that was Dwayne Wade's team.
Right.
So if Dwayne Wade wanted Spoelstra still there, then Spoelstra's going to stay.
Well, even Pat. If Pat wants him to stay, he wasn't going to go anywhere, especially during that time. They don't win they don't win the finals twice and shit. There was no way they were going to, send Spoelstra. And since then, Eric has still been there, despite everything that's gone on. He's the only one that was able to withstand the LeBron James hurricane of coaches assembly. Now, I'm not confident in Dan Hurley being a Laker head coach and making them better. Because Dan Hurley, well, let's say he gets the job. Let's say he announces, yes, I'll be the Lakers head coach. If he gets the job, he's going to be, how can I say? When you get a new coach, they're going to be, they want to implement their way of thinking, their philosophy. This is what we want to do. Here we go. Let's move here. This is what I want. I want to see this. I want to see that. LeBron ain't going to do that. All them guys ain't. LeBron runs the team. LeBron runs practices. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know what kind of enthusiasm he wants to come in there. But like you said, everybody's starting to spread a little bit in the West, so you see all these guys. I'm still an Anthony Edwards fan after watching them all season. I still want the Timberwolves to do so. I hope they be able to repeat their success that they had this year. I really hope they are. But again,
I think they need to add one or two more pieces to go and help along with the scoring. Like when Ant-Man was off the whole Western Conference Finals, he was off the whole finals. He wasn't the same Ant-Man he was the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he was.
So
right.
I think Cat can't do it by himself, because Cat's technically a big man.
Right.
And so he can't do it by himself. They need to have another guy, get a point guard or another shooter out there with them So I think if they add another piece or two, they'll be fine.
True.
And as long as Anthony doesn't really, as long as he don't diminish his skills, like let all this hype and fame get to his head now, and then he comes back, just plays ball out.
I hope he
do
does.
Your thing, get your money, get paid, ball out, get your team back to Western Conference Finals and win it this time.
Yeah. I agree with everything you're saying because they do need a couple more pieces to help with whenever it gets ran down a little bit. I agree with that. I agree with that, man. So
I think Ant ran out of gas.
Oh, of course. I mean, driving to the paint for 45 minutes, it gets tough. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he took outside shots and jumpers and beautiful little, fadeaways. He did great, but it, like you said, it takes a lot, man. And he's gonna need a couple pieces around him to help him. So we'll see how it goes. Moving into a whole, well, not into a whole other sport, but into the WNBA. The big news of the week last week, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, was Caitlin Clark and her not playing at the Olympics and stuff. And we kind of avoided it because it wasn't that big of a deal. Unfortunately, we're in this. How can I'm not no sports journalist or anybody on TV or anything like that, but we're unfortunately in this thing where they make small things into big deals when it comes to people that they like or don't like. Caitlin Clark, for whatever reason, will be the talk of everything for the next 5 to 6 years. Like she just comes with so much package. But her not making the Olympic team, not even making it, she didn't get the tryout. I don't think. Her not doing it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Angel Reese is on there either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think, bro? Because I didn't think it was that big of a deal, her not making it. I mean, it was during her college finals times, and she had other shit to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm glad. I'm not glad, but I'm glad she's not on it. For one, only because hell, if you think about it, the women's basketball finals was what May?
May, yeah.
And she got drafted end of May, and she's back playing basketball. So she never really had no time to rest and recuperate. And I'm sure once the Olympics hit, WNBA is going to take a week or two off. Right. So she can, get her bearings and relax and chill and, just get somewhat of an off season, really. But like I was listening to, Jim Rome on Sports Talk Radio, and he was talking about it. But even he said, there's about 5 or 6 guards right now in the WNBA who are better than her.
Right.
And I agree with that. The girl can ball, she can shoot, she can do everything you want her to do, but it's overseas. Yeah. And we talked about it before. Overseas basketball is a lot more physical than the WNBA.
If she thinks she's getting her ass kicked now, wait till she goes over there.
Right, because they're gonna let a lot of stuff slide. Not gonna call everything. She's not gonna get every call because she's Caitlin Clark, because they don't give a damn who the hell she is in the Olympics. And so I think she needs to get her body. She needs to get her body ready for that kind of abuse. Even I said earlier, it was like, if she goes overseas and plays basketball for a season, just to get that experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, but I say at least 30-40% WNBA chicks play overseas too. For at least a couple seasons. Yeah, for the money and stuff. And you saw what happened to Brittany Griner when she went over there. You know what I mean? So it's not what you're saying isn't unrealistic or doesn't happen. It happens all the time. They go over there to play and get some more money. Right. Brittany Griner's whole situation where she bought a vape pen over there. Yeah. Knowing damn well she shouldn't have brought one over there. That's her problem. We know that, but what I'm saying is, like you say, the women go overseas to play basketball. And stuff like that. Brittany Griner went over there. She played for the Russian team or whatever she was playing for. She was going over there to play for across the water so she could get more money. You know what I'm saying? That's what unfortunately has to happen because the WNBA doesn't pay out as much, which is a whole nother subject. But Caitlin Clark has to have that experience too. She's going to have to figure out going over there and play basketball. If she even decides to ever go over there, she might never need to go over there because Caitlin Clark, not like most WNBA, but unlike most NBA players, WNBA players, she gets all these endorsements. She's got a lot of endorsements. Right.
So she might not never need to go back over there. So who knows?
Right.
So
that's true. So I mean, it's like you said, hell. We talked about it earlier too. It's like, you know, that whole Caitlin Clark is not the WNBA. Everybody's watched WNBA. She's part of the reason. But that whole WNBA, this past WNBA draft class was fire.
It was amazing.
From 1 to like 20, them girls were tick for tack, basically.
Yeah.
And so,
Absolutely.
I mean, it was like college women's basketball. I watched that more than men's. I knew more girls than I did more than men in college.
Yeah.
Because I watched a lot of college basketball. I mean, hell, you got that whole draft class could probably went to the U.S. Olympic team and won.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Okay. I mean, they had bigs, they had guards, they had everything.
They do, and again, anything that Caitlin Clark does, Angel Reese do, is going to be, you know, overdone,
magnified.
It's going to be magnified. You know, thank Angel Reese for taking on the head, you know, this whole, you know, I hate when they say this whole villain role. She's a villain or whatever. You know, she's not a villain.
I love it for her.
Well, I do. I like it for her because she's bringing more attention to the sport. She's bringing more people that want to come watch her because she's going to become here in the next year or two what LeBron is to everybody else. Everybody watches LeBron to see him lose and fail. You know, he's got to carry that mantle, and he's been carrying it since he was 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's been carrying that mantle saying, okay, we want to see him lose or whatever the case may be. Angel Reese is going to be the same thing. Caitlin Clark's going to be the same thing, whether you like or not. They're going to be now, and it does, like you said, put not a shadow, but a cloud over the other rookies that were just equally as good as basketball players. But after one LSU versus Iowa Caitlin Clark game, you know what I'm saying, it just blew these two up into the atmosphere. So, you know, I didn't care that she didn't make the Olympic team or didn't try for the Olympic team. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. You know, she had other stuff going on. The timeline doesn't add up. Maybe she doesn't have no aspirations of playing on that. Who gives a shit?
Right.
You know that.
Only people that complain are the people like us.
Yeah. Right. Normal people that can't get up and down that court, or that will roll their ankle or twist it.
Right. Ain't nobody. I ain't heard. Right, she ain't complaining. I ain't heard Angel Reese complain about it. I mean, hell, they're all your young girls.
Right, exactly.
They're young women, so they got time.
Exactly.
So
I agree with you, bro.
So yeah, we'll see what happens in the years to come. When is the Olympics?
So it's supposed to be this. It's supposed to be what, this summer, right? So let me see here. Summer Olympics is. I know it's in France.
I want to say July.
Yeah, it should. That's what I think. It's Olympics in Paris. Let's see here, 2024. It starts Friday, July 26, 2024 in Paris. So that's where the Olympics will be. And then again, I'm excited for the Olympics. I want to see. We'll talk about it, you know, more and more as it gets closer and closer. You know, once we get past the NBA Finals and things like that. I want to see. I want to see Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm excited to see her run. I want to see this. You know, everybody. I love the track.
She's on steroids.
Come on, man. Stop. Allegedly. We're going to say allegedly. We're going to say allegedly. Come on, man. But, I mean, she does look muscular, but that can happen with, you know, good regimen and diet and nutrition. It can happen. She's an athlete.
You don't come in last. You don't come in last.
It could have been a heart issue. It could have been a heart issue where she was into the...
I don't give a damn that. You got beat by 3 white girls. Damn that.
Damn it, man.
Beat them.
Yeah, but them ain't average white girls now. Those are some European, you know what I'm saying? The audacity of them. So
it don't matter. You came in last and now so you smoking the field.
No, but again, she's not really smoking it, bro. Don't get me wrong, when you watch those races, she's not in what do you call it, in the lead by 2-3, you know, what do you call it, yards or whatever. She's only beating them by steps now, and that's determined by what she comes out the blocks. So, you know, and the Olympics gets tougher now. It gets tougher and tougher and tougher. So, but I want to see, you know, I love the track and field events. I love the freaking swimming events. I like watching that stuff, man. So I'm excited for the Olympics to start. I really want to see it. And I do want to see the men's NBA dream team. I want to see how this works. You know what I mean? I want to see the dynamics of those guys. Because I tell you what, man, every year those European teams are making it tough, man. Them dudes ain't slacked off yet.
Because the reason why, because 90% of their teams are made of NBA players. So
you ain't lying.
They ain't got Francois and
right.
Jiu-Jitsu and all them on their team anymore. Like they were rec league basketball champs.
Right.
Like they got real play like Giannis on their team now. So
tell them how to do plays from professional NBA coaches. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They ain't got Steve. They ain't got John Smith over on their team no more.
They fly over there with the playbook.
Right.
Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're going over there doing the triangle. Yeah. I mean, it should be good. Listen, man. If the men's Olympic team, I'm telling you now. Let's say this. If they take a one loss, are you gonna look down on them and criticize them, or are you gonna be like, okay, that's good or not good? Like, what do you think?
What, the basketball?
Yeah, if the men's basketball team takes a loss, and any time during, the Olympics, are you gonna look at them like trash, or are you just gonna chalk it up to okay, that's it's tougher. You know what I mean?
It depends on who they play.
Okay.
Like because you can't lose to China. Like, come on, man. If you lose to France
Why can't you lose to China, bro? What you mean?
Who the hell plays for China? Yao Ming is like 50 years old now, so.
Yo, you're telling me if the NBA team loses, the Olympics team loses to a group of China, that's it. You're done. You're not watching no more.
I'm done with the Olympics. I'm done with NBA. I'm just done with men's basketball. Period.
But if they play a team like Spain or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then it's okay.
And if they play like Spain or France, yeah, like the teams that got the NBA players on the team, if they lose to them, then yeah, it's different.
Right.
Because like you play Giannis and them, hell, they lost to Giannis them the year before, like 4 years ago.
Right.
But Giannis a different freak. He's a different creature. And then that year when they had when LeBron them had to recruit Kobe to play, they were going to lose to Spain.
Right.
That year with Paul Gasol and all them. I mean, and Paul Gasol, Spain has some shooters.
Yeah, they did. They did, man.
But they've always had shooters on their team. So
I just think it's hilarious you saying that shit, man.
Yeah, man, you come out and lose to Taiwan, bitch. You need to go ahead and sit your ass down. just throw in the white towel. You're done.
This year's a watch. We got 4 more years to make this shit up.
I'm gonna be screaming at the TV. Throw the towel. Throw the damn towel.
I think it's fucked up, but it's so true. But it's true. It's fucked up, but it's true. Oh man, yeah, they better not. The Olympics should be fun as always, man. So, but it should be good. The other thing I want to talk to you about, man, is Darren Waller, man, retiring after 1 year with the Giants, which I don't know if it's frustration from the Giants and he just said fuck it, or his body's done and he it is a while. Some of these guys play, we only calculate the years that they play for the NFL. Some of these guys are playing for, 16, 17 years plus. That's a long time on the body. You know what I mean? So Darren Waller leaving and retiring.
Hey, but he was trash with the Giants. We couldn't catch.
But who isn't trash with the Giants? Like,
yeah, I don't know why you whispering shit. Fuck that. They're trash.
Shout out to the Giants. But like they're like everybody's play comes down. Like nobody's really killing themselves for the Giants. You know what I mean?
Right, and then you lose your best player, and it's like, okay, all right, what we gonna do now? I mean, he did get hurt pretty severely this year, so
he did.
But I was reading a little article on it, and it was saying that he was in the hospital for like 3.5 days, where he couldn't even stand up, he couldn't pee on his own, he used the bathroom on his own, and he it was life-changing for him. Yeah, man. I mean, and it is. I know we're joking around, but he did. He in the ESPN thing that I read, I guess he couldn't feed himself either, and it scared him. He spent 3.5 days like that. You know what I mean? But when you have Daniel Jones throwing you the ball, shit happens. So, I mean, damn it.
You stupid, man. I don't know. It is kind of scary. But we've seen other players retire around the same age, and you know what I'm saying? Who, you know, he did his thing. He made his money. It's not like, you know, when you retire from football a long time ago, when you were done with football, you had to go find, you know, you just kept your money. You go find a farm somewhere, and that's where you went. But now when you finish football, you go make $25 million deals on starting your own podcast or being an anchor or something like that. And you can make money and still be around the game that you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be no anchor. He ain't sharpest tool in the shed.
Well, that's not true, man. He might. You don't know. A little brush up. He might be just fine, man.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, he signed that big ass contract, and
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much money his contract was guaranteed. But I mean, you know, NFL money ain't guaranteed, so
yeah.
Unless you get it guaranteed. So
here, let me look it up. Let's see here. Waller had stayed away from the team this offseason as he contemplated his future, bypassing a potential $200,000 workout bonus and now a base salary of $10.5 million. The Giants get $11.9 million in cap space that they get to save this year, which is a post June 1 cut with Waller. So I guess he'll have some money in the bank. He'll be okay. But again, health. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's like I said, man. That game of football, you play for as long as you can, and when you got problems, you know, things like that, where you're not be able to pee or freaking stand up and feed yourself, man. I understand retiring. I really do. I really do get it. So shout out. Hope he. I always like watching him play for the Raiders. You know, when he went to the Giants, I didn't think anything else was going to happen, but I always liked Darren Waller, especially when he played at Georgia Tech and stuff. I liked how he played. He was a good football player, man. NFL right now, there's not a lot to report, and you know, just from OTAs and everybody trying to get their graphs on things. The only thing I took away from a press conference was STEFON Diggs talking about how much of a breath of fresh air being at the Texans is. Now, me, you, and Reggie, when we were, you know, doing the podcast regularly and we were watching NFL football and we were doing this, you know, we used to sit there and say, yo, his body language on the bench or on the sideline says, I want to get out of here. And, you know what I'm saying? We said that not just last year, but the year before, like his body language, he doesn't want to be in Buffalo anymore. You could just tell that he don't want to be there no more. But he spoke about the receiver group or anything like that. What do you think? What do you take away from it? I mean, every team's going to be like a breath of fresh air, and it's a different opportunity, different role that he's going to have here at the Texans too.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a couple things on NFL Live, and I see him. He's been out there mentoring the one rookie kid from Florida.
Yeah.
Whatever his name, I forgot. Ricky something. But he's been mentoring him, and they've been hanging out, talking on the field, and you know, whatever. I think it's a good move for him because I ain't gonna say he's on his down years, but he's older now, so he has to. Yeah. You got to be a mentor. He's not opposed to being the mentor, and he's doing the mentor things and being a team player right now. So we'll see how long that lasts. I think him having the C.J. Stroud throwing the ball with a great receiving core that they got. Yeah. I mean, it probably is a breath of fresh air because when he was at Buffalo, he was the guy. Houston already has their guy.
Well,
and
you know,
so they just locked him in. So
well, I agree with that partially. I do agree that he was the man in Buffalo, but the last year and a half, 2 years, you could tell that him and Josh Allen just did not get along anymore. Like it was their body language. You could tell, and also when they were running plays, they were just out of sync sometimes. You know, he's supposed to run it out. He ran a go, and then he's supposed to stop on a stopper or something, and Josh threw it deep. Like they just weren't in sync some parts of the year. Not all the year. There's just some parts of the year, and you could tell the frustration over boiling on the sideline because he just kept commenting and doing all these things that you're not supposed to do as a receiver. You know, supposedly not supposed to do. So I do think there was some. You know, he wants to get out of Buffalo type deal. I really thought he would go to Dallas to be with his brother, but he's close enough. You know, he's close enough in Houston to go see him.
Houston and Dallas are like 5 hours apart, so
yeah, but
it's a long hike.
Well, it's better than being in Buffalo.
but you can fly there in 45 minutes.
Yeah, you'll be just fine. So he's a lot closer to his brother, family. I'm sure his mom is. I think I read something. The mother's in Texas too.
Yeah, I think part of the reason too, because Dallas been biting the bullet on everything, because they didn't even try to get him.
Yeah,
just like the whole Derrick Henry thing, they ain't try to get him. They ain't try to trade for him. Nothing. They ain't try to do anything to get him. So,
which is,
I mean, I don't know. Like,
crazy
everybody's pumping up Dallas, and I know we went over the power rankings and stuff. And it's like, what did they do?
You were right. I read after the last podcast. I read more into the Jets and how they were. Everybody's saying the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl this year because Aaron Rodgers is healthy. The Jets did have a nasty defense. They had a beautiful defense. I won't take that away from them. You know, their head coach.
That's why they were. That's why they were as good as they were last year. Their defense kept them in every game.
And the head coach, you know, he was a DC prior to being the Jets head coach. He was the DC for 49ers, and 49ers always had a stout defense. So I know the Jets are gonna have a good one. I'm interested to see how far Aaron can take these guys. It's not like that division is pie anyway. You know, even with Stephon Diggs leaving Buffalo, it's still Buffalo. Buffalo still got Josh Allen, still got that defense. They're going to be fine. Dolphins are something to be dealt with as well, too, if we get our shit together. The only one is Patriots, maybe. But the whole thing about the Patriots lately, and what I'm reading here, is not here, but before was these guys are stout. Mayo is taking care of that defense. He's building his piece by piece, and it's going to look pretty good from what they're saying when they play, according to the OTAs. But again, it's T-shirt and shorts, so we'll see how it goes.
Right. Anybody be T-shirt All-Americans.
Oh, I agree.
That's what I call them kids in the in youth league and high school. They be balling out and shit, and they're like, "Okay, you're a T-shirt All-American right now. Let's put them pads on, see what happens."
I agree. So it's gonna be fun. More to report there from the NFL, and again, you know, everybody is chopping at the bits and just trying to take little things and stretch it all out. You know, the last thing is the Lions. They get to lose one OTA day. You know, I guess they padded up a day early, so they lose a practice day. Not huge, but typical of Dan Campbell. You know, you could tell he wants to get after it. You know, I think Detroit's going to be another great year for them. And
so I wonder what that read thing with Jalen Hurts said 95% of their offense is new.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, what are they doing? Are they going to be more run heavy? Are they going to be a balanced team now? Or what?
You would think. I mean, with the addition of Barkley, you would think Saquon Barkley. You would think they would be balanced more. They were more 87% pass last year compared to the run, and they had a good running game. Like, they could run the football. But Nick Sirianni, he wanted to throw the ball more than run it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know why he did. I don't know. But you would think with the addition of Barkley that he would want to be maybe not run heavy, but definitely balanced. Definitely a little bit more balanced this year, hopefully.
But I mean, you can use Saquon like the Giants did, and then put him in the slot, put him in motion out into the slot. I mean, Saquon Barkley's a hell of a receiver, so you have Mika create like, but he was like a DeAndre Swift. He could be a matchup problem because what you gonna put him a linebacker on him?
Right.
That's not gonna happen.
And again, all good facts. I agree with you. I want to see. You know, I have Eagle friends that are they're huge fans of the Eagles, and they know more about the team, and they tell me all the time, like, if we don't feed Barkley, at least. If he don't touch the ball at least 15, 17 times a game, at the very least, he said we're gonna have another season like last year. He said because of the fact that we need to give that. I'm sorry. I just think that whole mesh point with a quarterback and running back, as deadly as Jalen Hurts can be with his feet, is pivotal in any offense. When you have guys like that, when you have people like Saquon Barkley in the backfield and Jalen Hurts. And he can just sit there with just holding the football and riding a running back from left to right or right to left. It freezes linebackers and open up RPOs that you can help with your offense. I just feel like you have to have that type of run offense and stuff. You just got to.
I think it's going to be a lot of RPO, quick passes, and they're going to take the deep shots. But mostly quick, like boom, read, pull through.
Yeah, but you would have to do it. I mean, and again, some of those plays you just got to design to just run for it. Like, I give credit to where credit's due with Kansas City finding ways to get Pachenko the football and run the ball. You know what I mean? Even though they're not considered a running team, Andy Reid knows how pivotal the run game is to help out the passing game. It just goes, it's complementary. It just goes hand in hand. They have to do it. If you don't utilize Saquon Barkley like that, then what's the point of having this guy in the backfield? You know what I'm saying? Because when you get into those tough games, you know how it is. And we talk about it all the time. I fucking hate when a team is on the 5-yard line and they're in shotgun. I fucking hate it. I don't like. I know it's the way of the future. I know it's the way of football now. But when you're on the 5-yard line and you're in shotgun, you got no 3-yard game. You got none. You can't get downhill and push people and run people over to get into the end zone. That's kind of scary to me. You're going to need that in December. And if you're up by a lot in December, like some teams were, they were up by 2 touchdowns, which some people don't think is a lot, but in the NFL, that's fucking a lot. When you're up by 2 touchdowns, you want to slow the game down. A good run game can help you do that. You know, if you can get 3 first downs, not even a touchdown, 3 first downs, you've taken off 6-7 minutes off the clock. So a good run game helps you deep into those playoffs.
Yep, I mean, nothing against DeAndre Swift. I've liked him since he was at Georgia, but he wasn't that back. He's more of a scat back, receiving type back. He's not a downhill power back.
No, he's not a power back, bro. But you could have did. How can I say this? He's an outside zone, inside zone type of back, a split zone kind of back. Yeah, he might not run downhill, power over linebackers, but you know, a GT counter with this guy was deadly. A fucking even a GH counter. I don't know, man.
But with him, you got to remember, even with him when he was with Detroit, he was not durable.
Right.
He took too many shots. He was out for 3-4 weeks. He was out for 7 weeks. He missed the whole season one year.
Yeah, and that could be the chalking up reason of why, we as fans and people that get to criticize sports, we get to see, we're like, oh God, they threw the ball 400 times, but they probably didn't see in practice he couldn't hit the hole 400 times. So we gotta have to throw this week because he's, one eye is caught like a pistol. He can't see shit. You know what I mean? You have no idea. So you're very, very true about that. He wasn't durable. But again, Saquon Barkley, who is known to be durable, we're going to see what the game plan is. We're going to see it. When a quarterback tells me 95% of his offense is brand new, that scares me. Just because there's so much you got to learn. That means you got to put in so much work in the film room and so much more work into the playbook. Not just getting on the field. You got to retain this information. So
that's why they pay. That's why they paying Jalen 100 bands. So
yeah, but he's getting 100 bands. You better tell these other 95%ers that they better get their shit together. You know what I mean?
I think that this is Sirianno's make or break year. If they don't
agree.
Shit this year, he's fired.
You're fucking right. We were talking about this at a barbershop. He's on the hot seat after this year. If you don't at least
he's in the hot seat all season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not just after the year, yeah.
Well, I'm saying after the year. Now we're going to talk about where you have to in order to save your job for another year, you have to make, I would say, NFC Championship.
Super Bowl. You gotta get the Super Bowl.
Okay, I would say NFC Championship. I'm saying NFC Championship because it will save your job for one more year. Doesn't guarantee you that contract. You make it to the Super Bowl, he's going to stay there for another 3 years. I just think NFC Championship saves your job for one more year. Super Bowl saves it for 3.
As an owner, I done brought all these pieces in for you. I done added big name pieces for the team. It's Super Bowl. I
done take division leader running backs for you.
Right.
I'm taking other division teams. We need to win a fucking Super Bowl. We need to get there.
Yeah, Super Bowl or bust. If we don't get there, you gone, baby.
I just think. First, I want to see the push tush. That's what I want to see. And secondly, I want to see what life without Kelsey is like. That center position is not an easy position by any means. Kelsey made it look easy, but that's just because he was a different animal. Now the next guy to come in and fill his shoes.
Well, did they move Creed Humphrey there?
Yes.
Yeah, he plays center for Bama, so he's good.
So he's
all
good.
Right. They're all right.
Right, but bro, that leadership that Kelsey brought, for the linemen, like that center position, he's the guy that from Mike DeGore, it's, hey man, he runs the line. We need to be meetings. We need to do this. So to step in that role full time is gonna be amazing to watch. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, because they moved Creed to right guard or left guard when they drafted him, just so he could take over center when Kelsey decided to retire.
Perfect.
Yep. So I mean, he's been there. He's played since he's been there. He's been a starter since he's been there. So I don't think it's gonna be much of. I think he's a little bit more athletic than Kelsey too. So I think they'll be fine with the center spot.
It should be.
But I think I agree with you with the leadership part.
Yeah.
I don't know if he played center for Bama for 3 or 4 years, but it's like it's different.
It is, man. And if he doesn't do it,
Bama ran themselves.
Right. If he doesn't do it, Jalen Hurts needs to know to step up to get his line there and pick up those guys. You know what I mean? And get that shit done. But again, that's all the time we got, man. But NFL is going to be great. NBA is going to be great. Olympics is going to be great. We're going to have so much more to talk about. Next week, man, I want to talk about youth football a little bit. I'm probably going to go off in a rant again, but we're going to talk a little bit of youth football. You know, I don't know what it's like over there in Palm Bay, but here in Tampa, man, we'll talk a little bit more about what goes on. And definitely we'll talk about high school NIL deals. I want to give it another week to see what goes on before we talk about it. And I'm bringing on a guest on here that's going to break it down for us to what NIL deal means for high school. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a downfall of high school football in Florida. And
I agree with you. So that's why I'm going to give it another week to see what else pops up and who else got little deals or whatever the case may be and see where it goes from there. Because I've been watching from the top of the state to the bottom. I'm trying to see who's got what deal so we can talk about, you know, whatever we can here on the podcast about it and see where it goes. So.
The only issue I got, you going to start getting them players that make more than their coaches, and them coaches are going to haul ass.
Maybe.
Go elsewhere.
Maybe. We'll see.
You got a kid making $10,000 and your stipend's only $1,500. Nah, bitch.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll see. I don't know if I don't know if it'll be that much, but we'll see. I mean, it could be close to it. You know, we'll definitely see how it goes. But that's all the time we got, man. Hopefully Reggie's healed up and ready to go back again. I've been waiting to get this guy back on the podcast for like 10 months, so we'll see. But I love you, big dog. Be safe, man. Take care of the family.
Will do. Peace.
You've been listening to On the Clock Radio. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had a blast. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And we'll be back soon. But make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at On the Clock Radio. Y'all be cool. See you next time.